Hey guys, today we're playing Silent Hill, the original, for the PlayStation. We'll play on normal. This was Konami's, basically, their answer to Resident Evil. I guess Resident Evil 2 was out at the time that this came out. I don't think 3 was. But, it's a completely different game. A lot more psychological. When I first played this, I didn't really get it. But then after I quit playing, the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, this game's way more creepier than probably any game I ever played, and more so when I played the second one. You can get part 2 and part 3 on HD collection, but I heard the PlayStation 2 versions of those games are preferred because of the low resolution or whatever. One huge thing that sets this game apart from Resident Evil is everything's polygonal and it's not pre-rendered background, so the detail isn't the greatest, which I think adds to the atmosphere. It makes it more creepy. I think when things are less identifiable, they become creepy. The only thing that kind of sucks about the original Silent Hill, I think the fog is a tad too heavy. The PlayStation 2 actually, Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation 2 actually lowers the atmosphere fog a little bit, where you actually can see. Like here, you can't see a foot in front of you, which does help for atmosphere, but it's annoying for gameplay. I don't really remember the controls. I haven't played this in ages. This game also has an awesome soundtrack, but all the Silent Hills do. At least all the Japanese Silent Hills, except maybe for part 4, which I didn't care for all that much. It's kind of cool. There's a whole town. Do I have a map yet? No. This game also has several different endings. It doesn't really come to a final conclusion, which I like. The first Silent Hill movie, kind of tried to replicate this and explain it. And the thing that made Silent Hill is they never quite made sense, and maybe that turned me off when I first played it. I played through it and I enjoyed it, but there was something that turned me off, I guess, versus Resident Evil, because I didn't understand anything. And I think maybe the first playthrough, I know like a year isn't a lot of time, but when you're a teenager, it makes a huge difference. And I didn't appreciate the mystery and the David Lynch kind of weirdness about it, with a pinch of Dario Argento. Now I absolutely love it, and I think it's fantastic. And I do like the fact that the atmosphere changes and you don't really know what everything is because the polygons and the resolution's a little bit low. Whereas when you play the PlayStation 2 ones, you know what everything is. This one's like trying to figure out things by having glaucoma, and it makes it creepier. Especially with the crawling baby things. You never know what anything really is. The only thing that I think you can tell, which I'm sure you've seen by now in every Silent Hill, because they think it's the creepiest thing ever, are the nurses with the knives, but you couldn't really tell they didn't have faces on this. I think that was something that they added in part 2, because I guess it looked creepy in this game where they didn't have faces. not pyramid heads like in every Silent Hill. This Silent Hill does not have pyramid heads. Spoiler alert. I don't think Pyramid Head was in Silent Hill 3. I might be wrong. Or 4 for that matter. I think they started milking Pyramid Head after the movie came out. Pyramid Head was supposed to only be like a one-time deal, which was creepy when he was first made an appearance, but that's because you didn't know what he was. But that's kind of like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. You didn't know who Freddy Krueger was.
What's going on here?
But then you expected him to be in every single movie, and you knew everything about him, and it became less creepy. I don't know what those things are. They're like little baby things with knives. That's what's so great about this game. You don't know what anything is. I think you can use the analog stick. And you can. And I should have been using it all this time. Does he know how to run? You never know what's quite going on, and with the multiple endings, you really don't know what the real ending's supposed to be. And the cutscenes are done very well, but it takes away from that weird atmosphere where everything's kind of recognizable, but not.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
But anyway, the music in this game's really good. I actually prefer the second game's music better. I think that one has the best soundtrack. But
Glad to hear it.
I believe, if I didn't say this already in the video, I might be repeating myself. Like on one of Maximum RD's videos, he said that this game had one of his favorite soundtracks. Let me move my foot away from the microphone. It was in an awkward position and it started to cramp. I'm using my Street Fighter arcade stick box like usual as a tripod.
Have you seen a little girl?
I never got to play the Silent Hill game on the Wii. I always wanted to.
Short, black
it was like a retelling of this story, but
my daughter.
I don't think Harry has any weapons or anything, and they actually ask you like personal psychological questions, and based on what your answers are, the game revolves around that, and I've always wanted to see how that works. Next time I go in GameStop, I'm sure it's dirt cheap because I don't think anybody bought it.
That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry Mason.
But I did at the time think it was really impressive, despite the fog, that everything was actually rendered with polygons and not static backgrounds like Resident Evil. That's why when Resident Evil Code Veronica came out, I almost shit myself. Because all of a sudden all the angles became dynamic and actually panned with you. They do have the clunky control of Resident Evil. It's a little bit better, but not by much.
No way.
The weapons are pretty awkward. I don't know why that was a staple. Well, I kind of know why, because they figured if they make the controls hard, it's scary because you can't fight as well, but that's a dumb way of trying to make a game scary, not being able to control it. I guess they kind of thought if they made it like when Nancy was trying to run away from Freddy Krueger, she could run, but it was hard because she's trying to go through the steps and there's all that goo in the steps and she can't run fast enough. I guess they figured that approach would be scary. Like, they tried to make it on the movie, even though they looked ridiculous because you could see the pre-cut holes with the marshmallow stuff in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. You really don't care about this cutscene, do you? This clunky tank control so awkward with the analog stick, I'm not going to use it. I don't have a map for this place. Well, I should get one, right? There's weapons. Where the hell are they? I haven't played this in so long. And I bet when I originally played this, I probably got everything almost immediately. It looks like a map. Oh, can you get it? Am I pushing the wrong button, or am I just not supposed to get it yet? That looked map-ish. Come on, you can do it. So I'm supposed to grab something, and dumbass me, I'm either not positioned in the right position to grab this shit. Oh, now it's X. Yes, I want to take everything. Yes, I would like to take the map, thank you. I just wasn't positioned in front of it, I guess. I'm so not used to these tank controls. You play all these games with perfect controls that you bitch about that don't have good controls, and then you go back and play this, and I'm not saying this is a bad game. I'm just saying that I'm not used to all these tank controls and being perfectly aligned with something. I think the radio, well, you'll find out.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
I think the radio really adds to this game. Basically, the way the radio works is if you're near a monster, the radio goes off. You do have to stab it. Since we're playing a demo, I don't care. If I use ammo, usually I don't even know how to shoot on this. Use your gun, you nitwit. Oh, he died because I don't know what the right controls are. Let's continue, although I don't think I saved anything. Let's look at the inventory. Let's see what I didn't grab before we do anything. Alright. It's R2. I haven't played this game in so long. Wrong button.
What's that?
What is that?
Huh. Radio.
Okay, we already
What's
know
going
the
on with
story.
that radio?
Come on. Some weird bat thing is gonna come out. Awfully close, I might add. Do you know how to run? Yeah, he knows how to run.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
When I first played this game, I'm like, to me it just looked like a weird pterodactyl, but I guess it's like a demon thing now. Though a pterodactyl would be pretty creepy too, though. The way the radio works is, basically, if you have stereo sound, depending on what speaker the radio is coming out of, the radio sound is the direction your enemy's coming out at you, which is pretty clever, actually. So we survived that little attack. Sorry. Where could Cheryl have gone? One thing that's annoying about the Silent Hill games, which it's sort of like that in Resident Evil 2, is every time you turn around, it's either a locked door or a dead end, and then you gotta go the other way. You can pretty much avoid most enemies on this, and I suggest you do, to conserve ammo when you actually do have to fight something. The map on this game, and all Silent Hill games that I've at least played, I've really only played 1 through 4, and I think 4 is kind of crappy. I don't think it's terrible. Probably going the wrong way. I'm playing this on a big TV, so this map is almost illegible to me. I probably should follow the arrow. I always get disoriented with looking at like maps and stuff like that on games to know which area I'm supposed to go in. I am so thankful to the people who made Grand Theft Auto when they finally added a GPS system, because I absolutely hated playing those games and trying to figure out what the best route was to get to the little blip on the map that I was supposed to go to. I'm doing good so far with my map skills, though I can't see shit in front of me. According to this map, there should be an alley somewhere. And skinless dogs, because why not? Beware of dog. Beware. They should put an S at the end of that. So now we go back to the disgusting alley of mutilated shit. You know, I never noticed that symbol there before. I think that's a symbol, unless that's a really poorly rendered manhole. No one can know for sure. Run into everything, because I'm terrible at controlling this. I cannot believe how bad I am controlling all this stuff. Well, yes, you think I'm gonna not take bullets in this town? Are you kidding me? There's a crowbar, or a steel pipe. I probably should equip that instead. Plus it makes me look more crazy. Maybe things won't mess with me as much. There should be something over here still. sketch cover. This picture. It's me. You know, an adult probably had to draw that to make it look like a kid drew it. And probably got paid. Probably, I was going to say a lot of money, but probably not. It was probably like an intern or something that wanted to learn how to make video games. Well, what's that thing? To school.
Isn't the Cheryl's?
I guess I better use my detective skills and this handy Blade Runner like device that actually zooms into where I'm supposed to go on my map. Was that thing called the Esper system? I believe that's what it's called. I should know that. I've seen Blade Runner so many times, so in recording this video, I'm kind of dumbfounded. Oh, pterodactyls, skinless dogs, and I got a pipe. Hopefully it's actually made of metal and not PVC. Otherwise I'd be in trouble, although I'm probably already in trouble. Alright, where's the school? There's probably going to be 15 dead ends. Thanks to the powers of the DualShock, I can feel my heart beating, which means I'm close to death. Which means I should take these random drugs that I found in a cafe. Because that's what you do. You see something on the counter that's random, especially drug-wise, and then you see a cliff. And then you go to an alternate route, and hopefully, with luck, your map should cross it out. And it did. Alright, guys, that's a taste of the first Silent Hill. You didn't get to see the world change into the dark red world, but that's way further into the game. It'd probably be like an hour and a half in or something, and according to this I'm pushing 25 minutes, which means I'm pushing my subscribers. So thank you guys for watching and putting up with my bad gameplay. I hope this video is interesting, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.